Hello everybody, this is Mr. Rob and welcome back to another episode of the Washington Commanders franchise here on Madden NFL 24 as we get deeper into year number 3. It's Commanders week here on the channels. It'll be at Washington all week long, Monday through Friday, so you're excited for this one. And the rest of this week, make sure you drop a like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content. Commanders coming off a loss last week against Dallas, and they make one change on the depth chart that you just saw. We'll see Emmanuel Forbes step back up into a slot role position. He's actually never played, so he's going to get the opportunity this week after the defense struggled a little bit against Dak Prescott, the Dallas Cowboys. But it doesn't get any easier because now we got to go to Arrowhead to face the 14-3 from a year ago Kansas City Chiefs, who won Week 1 38-17 in Houston. They went to the Super Bowl last year. They lost. They're looking to get back to it. But an interesting matchup because it is student versus teacher. Eric Bieniemy going up against his former head coach and Andy Reid from their time here in this very arena. So we'll see if we are up to the task because it'll be Kansas City who starts off with the football. And here comes Patrick Mahomes, the 3-time and reigning NFL MVP. He had 218 yards and a touchdown in the win last week. Very pedestrian by his standards, but one of the greatest to ever play the position. First play is up the seam, and it's to Kadarius Toney who catches it and gets away from the defense. And just like that, there's 31 for this Kansas City offense. Just so explosive at every single level. Now into the 44 of Washington. It's a handoff to Pacheco who gets 3. And he was the damage last week against Houston. He had 4 rushing touchdowns in Week 1 against the Texans. 2nd and 7 now. Mahomes back to the air. Quick 3-step drop. And there's Travis Kelce, the best tight end in football. But he loses it. It's a fumble and it's picked off by Drue Tranquill. He gets up and he runs with it. What a play by the former Kansas City Troop. Tranquill lays out Kelce and then picks up the fumble himself. A great play by our linebacker. So here comes Michael Penix Jr., who had a very mediocre Week 1 against Dallas. 188 yards and 1 interception. 21 on 36 passing, making it his now 2nd career start. He starts off at about midfield, hands it to Antonio Gibson, who picks up 4 on the first carry. He had 16 for 54 last week. Not the best running performance. He'll be spelled also by Kareem Hunt. 2nd and 6, now a floater outside for Dotson, who catches it. He's going to race forward for a pickup of 11. And Patrick Payton, the second-year man out of Florida State, is hurt on the play for Kansas City. Now out to 36. Penix is going to keep it on the read option, and this one's smothered by Kansas City. Not fooled at all. Deshaun Elliott brings him down for a loss of 4. This time just a more traditional handoff to Gibson. He gets 2 of those yards right back, but now it's 3rd and 12. Penix is empty. He takes the snaps in the pocket, stands, and almost gets intercepted. He's lucky he was not. And Washington will try a 55-yard field goal from Cameron Little. And it is up and through. And the Washington Commanders will get 3 off of the fumble recovery and take the lead. So drive number 2 now for Kansas City. A 5-man rush right off the rip, but it's not going to matter to Mahomes, who finds Kelce for a gain of 19. Now in the I formation, it's going to be a stretch give to Pacheco. Nice block outside, but a beautiful job by Curl to fight off the block and bring down Pacheco for only a gain of 2. So now 2nd and 8, Mahomes back to the air, fires short. Here is Kadarius Toney, who breaks the ankles of Tranquill before being brought down after the first down marker. Now out into the Commanders' territory. Mahomes quickly under pressure, floats to his right, and he finds his man. A lot of pressure right off the rip, but it didn't matter to Mahomes. He picks up 4 through the air. Now goes empty on 2nd and 6. Looking right side, and this one's deflected. Trying to find Isaiah Pacheco, but Kendall Fuller gets a hand on that one. Now 3rd and 6. Quick pass right side. This one's caught by Rashee Rice. Washington last week was terrible on 3rd down defense. And there's another 3rd down given up on this one on their first try. So the new set of downs is to Toney, who picks up 9 off of the out route. 2nd and 1 now. Handoff to Pacheco. And they're going to say he got it. I disagree, but no challenge flag right now. So it'll be a first down. In the red zone goes Kansas City. Fires to the end zone. It's a touchdown. Rashee Rice, the Pro Bowl wide receiver, with the grab. Him and Mahomes have built quite the connection in recent years. That gives Kansas City a 7-3 lead. So now Washington playing from behind. Going to try to get more points on this drive as there's a nice run by Antonio Gibson. He's got 4 for 24. Washington has a very good run offense last year. They are missing Devin Singletary in the first couple weeks of this season. So they're trying to make manage as there's Kareem Hunt getting his first carry of the day. Now 2nd and 7. Junior to the air. Has McLaurin short. Nice catch in traffic. Has Peyton and Patterson on the field. 3rd and 2. Stretch give to Gibson. And he's going to fall forward. I didn't think he was going to get it, but a nice second effort by AG24 gets the first down. They go right back to him, and he trucks Trent McDuffie. Gets a great block downfield by Daniels and gets to the second level. 6 for 43, and we're still in the first quarter. 1st and 10 now. Kansas City brings 4. Right side for Robinson. It's caught. The former Indianapolis Colt with a 6-yard grab. 2 tight ends here on this formation. It's a handoff to Gibson left side, and this time he only gets 1 met in the hole by Nick Bolton. That makes it 3rd down. Bunch to the right. Phoenix looking that way. He's going to scramble outside. Tries to get outside the pocket and outrun the defense, but he's not going to. Brought down for a sack, as that is Chris Jones, who gets there. And that'll be the end of the first quarter. 7-6 lead for Kansas City as Washington did kick a field goal. That's the 3rd drive today for the Chiefs. Will start at their own 32 on 2nd down as there's a loss of 3. And now Kansas City faces another 3rd down. We got to get off the field in situations like this. Mahomes, short, has Tony at the marker, and they give it to him. Nice catch through contact, and then again moves the chains, and this defense continues to struggle on 3rd down. This time it's a 1st down run, a gain of 8 for Pacheco. 2nd and 2. 3 tight ends now in the formation for Kansas City. They give it to Pacheco, who gets the 1st down. Might have had a little bit more if he didn't hesitate in the hole, but a 1st down nonetheless. Now to the 47. Pacheco again, but this time brought down the reigning Defensive Player of the Year, Jonathan Allen, again in the backfield. That's a loss of a couple inches. 2nd and 10 still. Mahomes finds Kelsey left side, and that's caught. Pass defense struggling today. We kind of expected this. We are getting hit with a -5 play rec in this game, so that doesn't help. But on 1st and 10, another great grab. Kansas City's also not dropping anything. They're making every single catch in traffic successfully. New set of downs. There's a sliding grab, and Mahomes, 13 for 14, continues his hot start. 2nd and 6. Why not go back to the air? It's Pacheco out of the backfield, free and into the end zone for a touchdown. That's just sloppy defense. You can't allow that to happen. And Kansas City extends their lead, now 14-6. Washington's got to start to answer some of these touchdowns. You can't just keep kicking field goals, as there's a 1-yard loss for Gibson. 2nd and 11 now. Phoenix to the air. Tries to step up in the pocket, but he runs right into Chris Jones. 2nd time today. The superstar defensive tackle brings him down. And now it's a 3rd and 14 for Washington. Phoenix gets sacked again. Weatherspoon was there. Jones was not far behind. And that's a 3 and out for Washington as the offensive line struggling to block Kansas City. Next play for the Chiefs. They start off with their own 47, and it's a strike-off play action to Rashee Rice. Mahomes isn't missing. The defense is leaving guys wide open. This is not a good recipe for success. Mahomes now on a read option keeps it and picks up 17 on the ground with his legs. What can't this man do? Now inside the red zone is a 5-man rush. Doesn't matter as Mahomes stays in the pocket and fires short. And there's Richard Davis making his first career tackle. 2nd and 6, empty for Mahomes. Continues to throw the ball. Left side, caught. Held on through contact and a 1st down for Sky Moore. Goal to go now for the Chiefs. They're out to the 7. As Mahomes again back to the air. Fires short for Pacheco out of the backfield. Another completion, but this time it's going to go backwards. That's a loss of 1. 2 tight ends now underneath center on 2nd and goal. Stretch give to Pacheco, and he runs right side. He's going to get down to the 1. Knocking on the doorstep again is Kansas City. They try to go quick to the line, but there's a false start. They're going to get Kelsey on a little bit of jitters, so that'll back Kansas City up. They're now out at the 6. They go empty instead, and Mahomes quickly fires another contested catch at the goal line. All the false start did was give Kansas City some more space. It doesn't matter. 21-6 of the 2-minute warning as the Chiefs' offenses looked unstoppable. The Washington's putting together a little bit of a drive here. 2nd and 7 in opposing territory as there's a nice grab by Gibson on a gain of 3. And now it's 3rd and 4 again. Penix steps to the line quickly, sets up a screen for Gibson. He gets the blocks, and that'll be the first down. Nice play call there by Bieniemy. Penix only 8 for 9 for 68 yards. Efficient, but not a lot of throws. New set of down now in the red zone, and Penix goes down off of the edge in a hurry. Was Jones. That's a loss of 12. And now with less than a minute to go, Penix goes short for Dotson, tries to get the yardage back. Doesn't seem like Washington's taking too many chances here. They let the clock get inside 20 now. And Penix tries to find McLaurin. Incomplete, missed the throw. So Washington will set up for the 40-yard field goal. Cameron Little from right hash is up, and it is good. So it'll be a 21-9 game going into the half. Kansas City all over Washington this one. Can Washington bring it back, or will Kansas City continue to dominate on offense? We'll have to find out in the second half. Go to the halftime report here in week number 2. And how about we start off with a shocker from Thursday Night Football. This one a couple days ago in Chicago. The Bears beat the Cowboys. That's a 2-0 start for the Bears. Justin Fields, 2 touchdowns. He doesn't need DJ Moore and Tyler Lockett. He's done just fine. Joshua Palmer with one of those grabs. And the Cowboys, they drop an early game. Down in Houston, the Texans playing host to the Cleveland Browns, and it's all Texans right now, 21-7 in the early part of this one. Both quarterbacks with a touchdown apiece, but Cleveland trails by 14. And then finally, out in Atlanta, both teams coming off of a loss from last week, and it's the Falcons with a 10-7 lead over Miami, as both of those teams could really use an early win on the season. Back to our game here. At least Washington starts the second half off with the football, so a little bit of a chance to chop into this dent, but they start with a 2-yard carry to Gibson. Gibson had a great first quarter, really slowed down in the second. Second 8, they go right back to him, and he gets lifted off his feet, and just like that, Washington faces an early 3rd and 7. Gonna force Penix to the air. In the pocket, steps up, he gets brought down from behind. It's Chris Jones. He has dominated Braden Daniels today on that right guard spot. So after a 3.5 for Washington, it's even worse as Mahomes and Kelsey are both in the zone, and Kelsey catches a 1-yard completion. Now 2nd and 9. Mahomes quickly pressured by Payne, but gets it to Kelsey left side, breaks a tackle, steps out of bounds at the 32. It's now 3rd and 1. They come in on a more tighter formation. Pacheco is to the right. It'll be an RPO, and this one will be caught by Rice. Another tough catch. Can they drop at least one of these, please? 1st and 10 now at the 35. Mahomes goes empty. 5 men in the pattern. It's another quick pass to the Pro Bowl wide receiver, Rashee Rice, who gets out to the midfield logo. Kansas City offense looks like they have not slowed down at all since the halftime intermission. There's a handoff this time to Pacheco, who gets into the second level, breaks the tackle, gets outside to the 19. A 30-yard run for Isaiah Pacheco. That's another red zone trip for Kansas City. Mahomes, left side. It's caught. A first down, first catch of the day for McBride. And it's goal to go now for the Chiefs. From the 8, Mahomes back to the air again. Flushed out left side, finds a man though. It's a gain of 7, gets shoved out at the 1-yard line. Now a goal line formation. No false start this time. It's Pacheco. He gets in again. Touchdown, Kansas City. And they add on to their lead. It's 28-9. A 3-score game. His next possession, that's a nice hurdle by Gibson to hurdle the offensive line. Didn't mean to do that, but I'll take it. Gain of 6 there. Makes it 2nd and 4. This place rocking. You can see Penix having a hard time getting the signals. He gets flushed out of the pocket here. 2nd and 4. He's going to tuck it and run. Gets a nice block on the outside. That springs him for a nice gain of 14, using his legs to create a play. Now into enemy territory. Gibson up the middle. Nice block by the center, Ricky Stromberg, to move the linebacker out the way. And this brings now Gibson to the 29. He's got 82 yards rushing. 1st and 10. Back to the air. Dump off for Hunt. He breaks the tackle. Fighting hard. It's a gain of 4 off of Kareem Hunt's catch. Now 2nd and 6. Gibson checks back into the game. He gets the carry right side. Gets a little bit of a crease. And gets to the marker. First down. Red zone trip now for Washington. But you got to punch these into the end zone. You cannot trade touchdowns with field goals. It's a give to Gibson left side. Gain of 1. Quickly brought down by Nick Bolton. 2nd and 9. Penix in the gun. Takes the snap. Drops back to throw. Has pressure in his face. And I think he got hit as he threw. And that one is dangerously floated but falls incomplete. And now you face 3rd and 9. Penix empty in the backfield, 5 men in the pattern. He gets flushed, trying to create some separation, but he goes down. Another sack for Jones and company. Kansas City has dominated the point of attack. Washington kicks another field goal. It's now 28-12, and it's not looking good because Chiefs again on the doorstep. 3rd and goal. Mahomes has a man, but he missed him. He actually missed the target. We'll take it, I guess. That's 3 points for Kansas City. So, again, it's a 3-score game again. It's on 1st and 10. But Wiley Cox can't hold on because our receivers can't actually hold on through contact. Only Kansas City can. 2nd and 10. Give to Gibson. Gets a nice crease. Gets a beautiful block. Hey, at least Wiley Cox with a nice block downfield springs Gibson deep into Kansas City territory. We'll take that, but unfortunately all good things come with something bad as Andrew Norwell is hurt on the play. He'll miss the rest of this drive. 1st and 10. This time O does catch it. Nice catch and run gain of 11. His goal to go now for Washington. 3 tight ends in the formation. Naked bootleg. Penix out wide. Gets it to Gibson, but it's incomplete. Smothered. All over that one was Deshaun Elliott. 2nd goal. Now a stretch give. Gibson left side. Tries to fight. Gets down to the 2. And now you got 3rd and goal from the 2. What does Washington do? They hand it off to Gibson. He's at the goal line, but gets stuffed at the inch line. 4th and goal. And Bieniemy's going to kick a field goal. Why? I get this makes it a 2-score game, but you haven't scored a touchdown all day. You need one. This is your best chance. 31-15 now in favor of the Chiefs as they get the ball back. And the next play, it's another miss. All right. 2 misses. That's more than he's had all day. Now it's 2nd and 10. Mahomes, this time he doesn't miss. It's an absolute dart out on the RPO. It's caught for a gain of 8. Makes it now 3rd and 2. 3 tight ends. Pacheco, the deep back, gets it left side, gets a carry, gets a crease, gets beautiful blocks from Creed Humphrey, and that's going to spring him 67 yards. Creed Humphrey with 2 pancake blocks on that play. Kansas City now leads 38-15. This one has spiraled out of control. And on 3rd and 5, Penix goes down again. Jones literally leapfrogs Daniels, who's had an abysmal game. That's the 7th sack of the day for Kansas City, and this time Washington is forced to go for it. 4th and 12. Penix has a man open, but of course a great play by the defense. Jalen Watson gets a hand on that one. That's a turnover on downs. Kansas City, though, just trying to drain some clock. They give it to Pacheco. He goes nowhere. A 47-yard try from Kansas City. They do make it, so it's 41-15 now. Inside 5 minutes, Penix gets leveled as he throws it. It's a catch by Ali, but Penix is still down, grimacing at pain, pointing at his left knee, and he's going to go to the locker room. That is not good. In, though, is Jacoby Brissett. How about this? The former Washington starting quarterback who was signed in preseason to be the backup. Well, he's back, so he's underneath center. How about that for a turn of events? He has 3rd and 3, gets it out for Gibson, who, of course, can't hold on through the contact. And again, Washington will go for it here on 4th down. They go with an RPO to Robinson, and he's going to be marked an inch shy because nothing goes our way. I hate the Chiefs. 2-minute warning now. Kansas City up 41-15. This one is all but over. As now here on 3rd and 13, just trying to drain some clock. They go with a quick pass out wide. And yeah, that's a touchdown. I hate Madden. Let's just get to the end now. It is a rout here in Kansas City. Final score, the Chiefs win in, well, what is a lot of points versus a little bit of points. Bieniemy obviously frustrated, 48-15, a 33-point loss for the Commanders. They start their season 0-2, which, yes, it's been 2 tough games, but they haven't even looked competitive in these 2 games. Unfortunately, it's even more bad news as we lost Penix Jr. to an injury, and it was a knee injury out of all things. So the question is, how bad is the injury? Is Penix going to miss some time? And we don't got to wait long to get the results. Dislocated knee. Michael Penix Jr. is going to miss 4 games with an injury, which means it's come full circle. Jacoby Brissett is going to be back underneath center. He was our starting quarterback in year one of the franchise, and a lot of people wanted him benched for how he was benched after the first 15 games. He spent a little bit of time in Minnesota last year and had 3 good starts out there with the Vikings before Bo Nix took over and had an offensive rookie of the year type season. But this team is in flux, man. 0-2. We've gotten blown out twice. The defense has looked horrible when we thought we made improvements. And, well, the Cowboys lost, though, 28-21 to the Bears, which is a good and a bad thing because the Cowboys are a good team. But we play the Bears in 2 weeks, and I thought that was going to be the one game where we can catch our breath. Apparently not, because Chicago starts off 2-0. So we're going to face an angry Cowboys team and then a good Bears team. Can we get something go our way? In the AFC, the Colts beat the Titans 42-17. Anthony Richardson, who obviously the Colts drafted Mitchell Stanley surprisingly in the first round of the draft. And Richardson, well, he's trying to play for a contract, and he balls out, gets the Colts to a 2-0 start this season. And then the Eagles, they finally lose to the Cardinals. It took them almost a year to drop a loss, and Arizona had to squeak out a victory. Kyler Murray with a sensational performance, and it's the Redbirds who get the victory over Philadelphia, and the Eagles drop to 1-1. On Sunday Night Football, the Bengals, they beat the Ravens 31-24, both quarterbacks in a classic, but it's Joe Burrow who's able to get the victory this week. As despite Lamar Jackson's 3 touchdown passes, it was not enough. The Cincinnati Bengals trying to rebound after a bad end to last season. And then on Monday night, the Lions, they beat the Packers, but this was interesting because this time it was Jordan Love who got the start. Wilson had 2 touchdown passes in a loss last week, but then he gets benched. Love plays worse, but they get the win. I don't know what the heck's going on in Detroit, but they're just flipping quarterbacks, but they get the win over Green Bay. Here are your players of the week. It's all Kansas City in the AFC. We won't talk about that. Parsons had 3 sacks for the Cowboys in their loss, and then Kyler Murray obviously deserves it after beating the Eagles with 4 touchdown passes. So we play the Cowboys next, and the first mock draft has been released, and obviously we're going to be towards the top because we have our first round pick, and we're actually projected to take a quarterback, which is interesting because if we have a top pick, maybe we do. Next episode, we'll face the Cowboys, and yes, we just faced the Cowboys in week 1, so at least we get both of our Cowboys matchups out of the way. I'm not going to complain about that. They beat us back in week 1, 31-13, but at least this is a home game this time, and it's not going to be any easier because now we have Jacoby Brissett leading the way. We really need to do something. We cannot start 0-3 again, but it's got to be against Dallas. Actually, it's on the road. I don't know what I'm talking about. We lost at home in week 1, so even worse. Thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry it's been a bad start to the season. Hopefully we can turn it around. If you enjoyed, make sure you drop that like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content. This is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.